So yeah, next on the little Kilian overviews and little mini Kilian reviews I've done is a very popular one. Most people will know it and the DNA, and that is Intoxicated. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, in the opening of Intoxicated you get this blast of quite harsh spices to me. Nutmeg, which is almost very peppery. I believe there's cinnamon and all sorts, but it all comes together. It's quite harsh and quite fiery in the opening. It's not to say it's bad, it's very warming and very pleasant. It's a lovely one. And then slowly the coffee note starts to come through, and it's quite a thick milky coffee. It's not, but it's a strong milky coffee, and that's immediately kind of surrounded by the woods from the base, and then spices still linger on, but they move a bit further back, so it's not so strong and in your face. So yeah, as we kind of enter the midst, that spice, like I said before, does start to move back, and it keeps this warmth around it. It's like a very, you know, like coming in, putting on a thick jumper and enjoying a nice cup of coffee when you come in from the cold. And that milky coffee does start to grow and grow through it. Maybe there's a bit of vanilla in there as well. But you also start to get this kind of tiny hint of chocolate. Maybe there's patchouli in it, maybe it's meant to be a cocoa. You know, like the sprinkles on top of your coffee. And as it develops, it slowly gets creamier and creamier. And that chocolatiness, for me, seems to start to take over from the coffee notes. The Drydown is quite... It's not one that changes a lot, so it is quite similar to kind of the main beef, but it's just more calmer. Now, a lot of people say there's a lot of cinnamon in this. For me, it's predominantly nutmeg, and if you know nutmeg, that kind of peppery warmth, almost fieriness about it, is what comes through under it all with the woods and what have you, and that lifts up the kind of soft chocolatey mocha, let's say. It lifts it up still with that warmth from the spices, and that's what it stays like through the Drydown. It's not one that massively changes or evolves. It's a very delicious kind of coffee. So in conclusion, this has been a very brief one, because again, I'm not going to go on about something that doesn't really change too much. And this is often said to be a bit of a clone of Amen's, the first Amen. Yeah, there are definitely big similarities, you know, the patchouli, coffee kind of stickiness. But this is, you can see what it might be influenced by. But for me, obviously, this one's a lot smoother, a lot lighter, it breathes more. Amen is fantastic, but it doesn't breathe, it's really dense and even slightly famously rubbery, isn't it? Whereas this one, the coffee and the spices lift it up more. It's lighter. It's obviously, I hate saying more refined, but it is more refined, and yeah, it just does the job perfectly. One of my favourite coffee scents, and again, probably in my top 10 of Kilian's. I do adore this one. So, what's your favourite spicy coffee fragrance? Do you like, I've realised now, I kept saying cinnamon. There is cinnamon, but cardamom is kind of the thing, isn't it? What's your favourite cardamom coffee kind of fragrance? What's your favourite from the darker ones from Kilian? Alright, before I get eaten by this dog. Thanks folks. Bye.